Thank you, Madam Chair, for holding this very critical hearing on the federal government in the age of artificial intelligence. As we explore the AI's ability to transform this economy and the potential that it has to enhance federal program efficiency, combat fraud, and deliver better services to the American people, we must address a fundamental challenge to this, and that is our federal procurement system. Our current system is riddled with barriers, lengthy certification processes, complex reseller networks, and multi-year contract vehicles that prevent agencies from accessing innovations or AI solutions, particularly from smaller companies. This procurement challenge not only hinders efficiency, but also threatens America's global leadership in AI. In the last Congress, the 118th Congress, my bill, the FIT Procurement Act, was reported favorably out of this committee and then successfully passed the House with bipartisan support last year. I will be introducing the FIT Procurement Act again shortly, but let me point out that my bill directly tackles our outdated federal procurement system. This act streamlines federal acquisition to empower agencies to further acquire cutting-edge commercial technologies like AI. It does this by simply raising the simplified acquisition threshold from $250,000 to $500,000, increasing the micro purchase threshold from $10K to $25K, and allowing advanced payments for subscription-based software, which is what we see so readily today that the federal government is not able to take advantage of. With unanimous bipartisan support in the last Congress, this act is a proven common sense reform to modernize government, save taxpayer dollars, and reposition the United States as a continued leader in the AI-driven future. And I look forward to hearing from our witnesses about that. And so let me begin. Mrs. Miller, in your testimony, you discuss why agencies should buy commercial technology rather than build custom code. As someone who was an in-house custom coder, I couldn't agree with you more. Could you follow up and elaborate on that?
Yeah, sure. Well, the point I was making in my testimony about that was that it creates technical debt when you're creating your code yourself. And because AI is moving so quickly, frequently it'll be obsolete soon after it's built. And so it makes sense to contract with vendors who have more updated tools. I would just add that the bill that you're referring to, given my own small company's challenges, getting access to small pilot projects and proofs of concept, given those very low thresholds, this would be very beneficial to small, innovative technology companies.
Thank you. I don't have to now ask my follow-up question. Is it true that AI can be used to detect fraud in the grant process effectively?
Yeah, there's so many great use cases for AI in the fraud space when it comes to grants. We can scan through information using open source intelligence. AI models, large language models, can sort that information incredibly quickly within seconds and spot anomalies humans would not be able to spot. Even if we were, a lot of times what is happening today are grant processors are pulling up Google and opening up different screens and looking for things on different sites. Sometimes they have access to open source intelligence tools, but they're still manually checking for that. AI makes that incredibly quick.
Thank you. Mr. Shaw, you've highlighted the federal government's procurement problem in their process based on your experience, direct experience. Do you believe that changes to the procurement process allowing agencies to pilot products like yours before going enterprise-wide would allow smaller companies like you to better compete for contracts?
Yes, we believe that strongly. I think there's a variety of ways to do that. One, creating more POC type programs. A good example is I think it's called the Investment Horizon pilot program that the Office of the CIO of the Navy has implemented. But the challenge is every agency seems to have their own set of ways that they procure new technologies. So to the extent that we can help to normalize that will help us also navigate. For example, through the FedRAMP process that I've described, of the 8.5 million, 600,000 I spent on consultants to help me figure out the process.
Just to get certified.
Yeah, so it's like, I couldn't have spent that on maybe more innovation or other areas. So I think that if you have innovator programs or ways for us to start with other agencies that are less security focused, will be a big help.
Is it safe to say the federal government is a pain in the ass client?
It is a complex web, and if you ever want to do a secret shopper with me one day, and you can sort of watch how this plays out, I'd be very happy to show you what it looks like.
Thank you.
I yield back.
All right, now.